Hi, and welcome to Anne's Family Recipe. Today we're making lemon rosemary cookies. Today's video is in collaboration with Catherine from Catherine's Plate. Catherine's kitchen is so warm and welcoming. I started watching her videos for Touchdown Tailgating Thursdays, which feature appetizer recipes, my favorite, on a weekly basis. Currently, Catherine is sharing a recipe a day for Vlogmas. We decided to bake 2 of our favorite recipes for fruit-flavored cookies, so this week we're both using bright citrus flavors. After you watch my video, be sure to visit Catherine's channel, which I'll link in the description box below. I've been making these lemon rosemary cookies for almost 15 years now. These are one of my top 2 favorite Christmas cookies to make that I make consistently every single year. And my other favorite cookie I'm making in my collaboration with Catherine next Monday, so stay tuned for that video. I'm starting by mixing my dry ingredients together. So in this mixing bowl, I have a half a cup of yellow cornmeal, and I'm gonna add in 2/3 a cup of all-purpose flour, and then just a pinch of salt. And because I'm using my electric mixer today, I'm gonna use one of those beaters to whisk this all together. That way I don't have to dirty a whisk. So we're just gonna incorporate the flour and the cornmeal and the salt together. And the dry ingredients are ready to go. Next, I'm gonna prepare my fresh rosemary for the cookies. So I bought a little package of rosemary in my produce section at my grocery store, and this is one of the few times that I actually go out of my way to buy fresh herbs because they are just so fabulous and fragrant in these cookies. Now, if you just can't get fresh rosemary, you could substitute dried rosemary. However, dried herbs are a lot more potent than fresh, so you'll wanna use less. This recipe calls for about 2 tablespoons, so if you're using dried rosemary, you'd wanna use about 1.5 teaspoons. So I want to show you how you get the leaves off of the stem. It's super simple, and then we'll chop them up to put in our cookies. So I'm going to start by just pinching off the top few leaves, and then I can hold the stem in one hand and use my other hand to kind of pull down and just strip the leaves off of the stem. Just like that. We got a few stragglers, but it's pretty easy. I have to admit that this cutting board is slightly small for my task at hand, but it is so cute and festive. I just had to do it for Christmas with the red and the green. So I just want to show you, I have a really sharp knife here, and I'm going to hold the tip onto the board and keep it there, and then just rock the knife from side to side to chop up the herbs. And it's really simple, and you'll get a nice fine dice of your fresh rosemary. I ended up using 2 large sprigs of rosemary total to get my 2 tablespoons of fresh rosemary. And I also have 2 tablespoons of grated lemon zest here. I'm going to use the juice of half a lemon, which will be about 1 tablespoon, a half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and then in this large mixing bowl, I'm going to cream together 1 stick of unsalted butter that I brought to room temperature and a half a cup of sugar. I forgot to mention, because it's hiding in this little measuring cup back here, there's 1 egg. So I'm gonna add that next, blend it in, and then we'll add all the other ingredients. And that broke really easily because I brought my egg to room temperature. So next is my vanilla extract, just a half teaspoon for a little extra flavor, and the juice of half a lemon. So I'll put that in my little handy lemon squeezer. And you know, you put the flesh side down and it'll catch all the seeds for you. And I'm not strong, so this makes it really easy for me to squeeze all the juice out of the lemon. There we go. And then our 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon zest. So I only need 1 lemon to do all of this. You get about 1 tablespoon of zest from a whole lemon, and then half of the lemon juice, and then our 2 tablespoons of fresh rosemary. And it smells amazing. And we'll mix that all together. Lastly, we just need to incorporate our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. So I'm going to shake in about, I think I can do it all, it's not too much. Then we'll just blend it together. I have my cookie sheets lined with parchment paper, and my oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So now I'm going to scoop my cookie dough onto the sheets. Now you can do this a couple of ways. This recipe actually is from an ad for that GLAD press and seal wrap. It was in an old Martha Stewart Everyday Food magazine that I had, and the idea was that you froze the dough in advance and you can kind of make the cookie like a slice and bake. So the dough would be frozen, it'd be very firm, and you can slice them off and bake it as you needed it. But today I'm just gonna scoop it out with my tablespoon cookie scoop, and we'll spread them out fairly far apart because they're gonna spread a little bit and you don't want them to all bake together. So I'm gonna start with 2 trays and see, we might need to do a 3rd batch after that. So I'll just scoop them out and bake them for about 15 minutes until they're lightly golden brown around the edges. These cookies turned out so beautifully and the house smells incredible. The recipe ended up making about 15 cookies for me. Not all of them are here anymore because they've been eaten. They are delicious. I'm gonna try one for you now, let you know how they came out. Wow, so they're really soft on the inside but a little bit crispy on the outside from that cornmeal. I love adding cornmeal when I'm baking. It gives everything such an interesting texture and a little bit of extra sweetness. And this is so lemony. They're just bursting with lemon flavor. But the rosemary is kind of piney and earthy, so it still feels really Christmassy, even though that lemon flavor is really fresh. Oh, I love these. These are gonna be such a unique addition to your cookie tray this Christmas season. Make sure you check out Catherine's channel for her citrus-inspired Christmas cookie. I'll link her in the description box below. And I'll see you again soon for another family recipe. For the full recipe, check the description box below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen.